Okay, very good morning to one and all. First of all, I would like to thank the entire GEEF organization and committee members to giving us this opportunity to present our work. I'm Pravin, and I'll take you through a word that I have just picked up from the previous speakers, that when you're looking at solutions for a better future, you need to work on integrated solutions. And this is a problem where a lot of investments in the industry and across the ecosystem of the government, where investments have gone in shallows. There's a lot of data that is being generated. And we at Vassar Labs are trying to solve that problem by making all these data talk to each other, which are currently in silos. So let me take you through a few use cases. All the solutions and use cases that you will see are currently live, executable solutions, and they are being currently operated by a lot of authorities to take decisions in real time. Before I start and on the use cases, I'll just take you through what we are. We are a global climate tech company, leveraging technologies such as AI, Gen AI, remote sensing, cloud computing, big data, and this is generally required to handle the big data, bring them together, talk to each other. We are an 11-year-old company with the visionary leadership of Prasad, Nikhilesh, and I think we are 400 plus techies sitting in Hyderabad. In the last 11 years of our journey, I think we've been able to bring in 6+ country scale projects, 17+ state level projects, and 40+ very customized solutions for our Fortune 500 clients. We also majorly work, and specifically when you talk about sectors, this is the water, agriculture, cities, and disaster. This is just a brief profile of our clientels, majorly the key governments across the Republic of India and also abroad and across the states. This is our water portfolio. These are the implemented solutions across. And when you look at it, we have currently impacting 8+ cities with an impact to 1.3 million people. We create digital twins, which gives you a clear view of the entire project in a single window. And we are able to do that, and we are managing more than 1,800 kilometers of water conductor systems for real-time monitoring. We cover major 35 irrigation projects and are monitoring 120 million hectares of farmlands. And we're also providing flood monitoring systems, and specifically for disaster and climate change, which is a reality to us today. We need to look at how we prepare through data-driven insights at the mitigation level or the preparedness level rather than the response, which has a direct impact on the economic side also. Moving ahead to our disaster, which was climate, which I was speaking about, we have these systems implemented in the last 11 years that we've done. We are monitoring more than 406 reservoirs across the 35 river basins. We provide near real time, which is -3 hours to +3 hours of nowcast. This is something which gives you a real-time insight of data as it is dynamic when the event is happening, and the authorities have a live system in front of them to take real-time decisions and send response accordingly. We always engage in open source data, so we bring in a lot of data from the government agencies like IMD, which gives us the observed data. We also bring in data from ECMW, which are the global players and who give us the global forecast data. We bring in a lot of tech insight and then give the insights accordingly. Extreme weather events such as cyclone, heavy rainfall alerts, and accordingly. And when you look at this, we are at 5+ state-level disaster management platforms, 7 days ahead of projections that we provide. We also are there in the agriculture DPI. We are trying to, so we are the only company, I think, which we've built 2 DPIs end-to-end. One is in Kerala, which under the name of Kathir. And currently, we are now scaling it to the 2.0 version in Andhra Pradesh, which is the Andhra Pradesh Agriculture Information and Management System. Here, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to create a system which takes the journey from seed to the harvest to the market and that's the entire journey of the crop with the farmer getting insights to manage his yield, his outputs, and at the end of the day is income. A few deliverables that we've been able to achieve is more than 70 terabyte of satellite data gets processed in very record times so that these insights are given. We also bring in the crop planning by understanding different parameters and also managing the water supply, which is a very important parameter of the agriculture sector. Solutions of sustainability, I think it's at the core of what we do and what solutions we build across. I'll just play some videos, I think, so you'll have a live understanding of what I'm talking about. So zero hunger, if we take that as an SDG goal, what we are trying to build, we use, I think, yeah, cool. So this is a view of a system where we are using satellite data. We are monitoring each parcel. So each parcel would constitute to a farmland. We are doing crop classification. This is through our AI and ML models, where we are able to predict from a top view as to what are the crops being sown by the farmers. And what you see here is basically the confidence score of the model when it's trying to classify the crop. Yeah. Moving next, I'll show you how we are also empowering. I think we are the only company we are trying to now work on the pest forewarning. Usually we've been seeing in this industry is where pest advisories are given basically of what is already defined in the research side of it. What change we are bringing in is we are bringing in the forewarning. And to forewarn a pest, we need to look at past data. When you look at past data, then you also understand on what congenial environment a pest grows. And these data needs to be looked at when the advisories are given by the authorities to the farmers to take preventive actions and also take control of what their yield productions respectively. We also do the agroclimatic zone-wise planning of crop planning with the farmers. We give them advisories on these levels so that as it is dynamic through the agroclimatic conditions, when is the sowing date, what is the harvest date, and we also include the side where we bring in the market pricing into structure so that the informed decision by the farmer and the authorities, respectively, as they are looking at the problem statement, can take care. This is a system that you're seeing from AP Andhra Pradesh, where you would see for a Kharif season how the agroclimatic sowing dates varies on different temporals of weekly and monthly. Right, yeah. So I'll quickly move to the next one. These are long videos. On the integrated water management, I think this is the SDG goal that we are trying to achieve here is clean and sanitated water. I think when you are able to monitor, this is the digital twin of Kaleshwaram, which is the world's largest lift irrigation system. You have a complete view of the entire project on your screen with real dynamic data coming in on for rainfall, the different operations of the reservoir, the pump asset management, the insights that are given on the predictive analysis with live CCT images which can be seen and hence decisions can be taken. We also account for all forms of water, both natural and man-made. So when you look at it, we look at rainfall, we look at reservoirs, we look at the minor irrigation tanks, the groundwater, soil moisture, the water conservation structures. And when you have the entire integrated scope of all the ecosystems developed, you have a complete one-page view of the entire state's water resources. And hence, it helps you develop an understanding of what is the supply that I have, which is dynamically changing with the rainfalls that you will be able to see. Then you're also able to then cater it to the demand which is there, both at the household level, the residential level, the agricultural level, and also the industry level. The next component is the water quality. We also need to ensure that we monitor water quality at different pH levels, the turbidity, the conductivity, and the residual choline that is available. This is something that we've been able to achieve through 8 to 10 ULBs in Karnataka through the ADB project. And here we've been able to ensure that safe and sanitary water is provided across these ULBs. We also need to account the non-revenue water, though political, non-political as a subject, but I think this is a very important component when you look at it from a water equation perspective, because until and unless you account for it, you monitor the loss, you will not be able to bring in the sustainability quotient to it, because it is our responsibility as a resource water for the future generations. And I think that is where tech plays a very important role, first at monitoring, measuring, and then taking those insightful decisions by the authorities so that they can really account for these non-revenue water also. Connection management, obviously, yes, because you need to also ensure that everybody has the right to these resources, and we as the authorities or solution providers ensure that this resource reaches the last mile stakeholder too. This is what you see where every connection is monitored real time. Any grievance, it has a very robust grievance workflow where the authorities get a red flag within the system and immediate interventions are brought in, whether the connections have been lost or you're losing water there, hence bringing accountability to the entire state or district or for the particular ULB's water equation recording. Moving next, I'll take you through, when we look at water, all these operations at the back end, there's a lot of energy consumption that is happening. I think Mohan sir was also mentioning about why the bills in the hospitals are very high, because they have very high energy consumption. Similarly, when we are trying to make and ensure that the water is available in clean form and it reaches the entire society and water for all, we also need to ensure that this is a sustainable project. So how do we bring in that aspect of it? I'll show you a video where the entire, again, this is Kaleshwaram. You can see the entire operation of the project working. The entire energy system is brought into a recording, and as you see on the lower bar, this is the energy consumptions throughout. Throughout the energy, throughout the water year. So if I just pause it for you, it starts from, say, 1st June of 2021 till end date of, say, 31st May 2022. So for the entire year, you have a complete data, which is past data of how your energy consumptions have been. Similarly, you integrate this with your hydropower generation, which is where you'll be able to balance your energy consumptions. So the entire AI and ML model algorithm works in optimizing the entire operation efficiency, where you bring the water system, you bring the power systems, and hence you generate power so that you are able to control the cost, self-power your own working, and then you have different insights of coming in as to how much of power transmission has been out, in and out, and you can go to the real details of the entire system. And this is one of the systems I'll show you in the next slides where we've won through the energy department in the US. I think we were awarded the 2nd position for the optimization algorithm that we had created at that scale. I'll show you the photograph in the next coming slides. As we move from critical resources and sectors, we also need to look at the urbanization that is happening in India. We need to ensure that the industry also keeps growing, because we need to be a global power by a developed Viksit Bharat that the PMO office has set for us in 2024. As urbanization happens, it is also important that we bring in scalable innovations and also the right amount of development through data-driven decision making. So when you look at what is currently there and what needs to be done, important parameters will come into play, like road monitoring, a very simple way of looking at it, where you'll be able to see through satellite what is the current condition. Yeah. So for potholes, what are the loopholes, and respective interventions can be brought in and where the network is short. So I think there are multiple insights that can be brought in. You can look at road quality, you can look at the building compliance, you can look at solid waste management. I think we were talking about waste management, and also the green cover. I think I'll cover green cover in the next slide, and all these aspects. We also have, so when we are talking about how we do this, we have a platform called Wise, which is completely in-house built. We don't depend on technology on anywhere else, and we take this technology to the world. Aqua Facility is one part of that platform, which actually provides very insightful understanding for any person when you're looking at a very controlled area of operation. So when you're wanting to look at facilities, say suppose ITC Hotel is a facility and it wants something that needs to be monitored on a daily basis, what operations are going. I think it gives you a complete understanding of data collection, what insightful, and also future projections on different levels of understandings, whether, and then you can rank it up. You can also say that these are the activities we want to stop, these are the activities we want to increase, and this is all happening real time. I'll move next to the sustainable. I think it's just the digitization of the entire urbanization, the city module, where we are able to bring in the consumer grievance. I think I spoke about it, but also empowering the authorities on having those very difficult discussions, communications on tax properties. Also then, once you know what is my revenue there, then I can take very insightful decisions as to where I further improve and further expand, which is known as growth, and because urbanization will keep on increasing. But if it is done through data-driven decision making, you look at the past trends, what are the areas that needs to be looked at currently, is a very powerful way of monitoring and also growing at the same time. Green cover, as I said earlier, it is important. Delhi, I think everybody is aware of. I'll not speak it again, but I think if we bring in the data, if we bring in the monitoring, if we measure where we are wrong, I think the solution is there. It's just that we need to get an integrated system where we are able to solve, and trust me, with the data you can go from country, state, district, village, taluka to the ward level. I think this is the drill down that you can do through tech, and I think it's ready to be unleashed at that level. Moving next, climate. When we talk about climate, we always look up and say that, I don't know how do I control it. But I think there are ways, there is tech that can come in. Let me show you an example of how we are monitoring the entire riverine or the river basins for, say, Tamil Nadu. We have all the ecosystems, the AGRs, the AWRs, the atomic weather stations. Now, IMD is doing their job. The states are having a much more controlled and a denser network, but somebody needs to take all that data, bring in, monitor, and then you also monitor what is your inflow to the reservoirs. So that at the time when we've been seeing a lot of events where flash flood is happening, in a matter of, I would say, less than 15 minutes, you have, I think Calcutta I was there, and we had 350 mm rainfall. It's disastrous. But then how do you control that? I think controlling is important because you need to have a very smart system to respond, but also a very smart system to at least give you that prediction for that to happen. And the moment you have a reservoir, you also need to then plan your releases, because downstream you have lives at stake. So I think this entire system gives you, so when what you see on the screen is a pulsating thing, that is where the water levels of the reservoirs are full. I'm so sorry, I have a bad cold. And the immediate intervention is gone. And this is a forecasted thing that is going on, that this is where your FRL, which is the full reservoir level, is filled. And there is a rainfall that is expected. You need to take action. And this is given 7 days ahead. I think there's good amount of time where the authorities can take decisions and, I'm so sorry, I missed that. And take respective decisions on that. Similarly, when you look at riverine, this is again for Tamil Nadu, this is the continuation of that slide, we bring in the rainfall forecast. And when you talk about what is the accuracy of the rainfall forecast, I think that is where the tech comes in. I'll show you in here, where how we take the past data, we look at the return periods when a certain event can happen. You look at the forecast data, which is from the ECMWF. We bring in the deterministic and the probabilistic approach on different points of reliability as to how your inflow and your rainfall will basically impact in the next 7 days of your current operations where you're supposed to take that decision. So what you see here is on rainfall and flow, these are deterministic probabilistic reliability ensembles. Ensembles basically would mean in a very layman term that once you have data, you look at different permutation combinations of if the event is supposed to happen, you look at where the skewness of the data is, and hence you're able to then guide a path of decision making accordingly. Drought is another segment where we work, where this becomes very important, specifically in seasons of Rabi, where insights needs to be given by the authorities to the farmers, because I think our food security and their livelihoods are interlinked. So it's something that we need to bring into perspective. As we move into urbanization, things go a little complicated there, but we need to look at inundation, how inundation is going to affect these big assets that we have, and how the population, the roads to the response side will affect the entire population. And this is a system which we've done for Kerala Airport, the Kochi Airport, where the entire population, the roads affected, the building statistics on inundation at different levels, and hence what is the critical path to response to a specific parcel, which is a building, that can be brought into an insightful understanding. We also do 3D visualization. This is, again, when you're planning, you look at their past data. This is for one of the Fortune 500 companies. This is a McLaren facility in the UK. So there's a river that goes just behind here. This is the point of the river there. And you're able to then predict what is the time at a particular the inundation level, or the meter, above the ground level, where the water would probably come and then affect the entire facility. Because you have an understanding, you have a stimulation to that, you're able to then predict and plan and have your response policy document actually created. Yeah, I'll just quickly go through these as very slow videos. Once this is done, once you have an understanding of the stimulation, then you can actually then go with action plans. So you can actually do levy analysis as to which are my critical areas within the facility that is going to get inundated and hit and would probably have a loss. You build the entire levy, and then you also test it through stimulation, that at the inundation, is this action plan really making sense for us economically and also from a life-saving point of view. The climate risk projections are basically, again, different stimulations. You're trying to look at different time intervals and how the inundation and the risk profiling of the entire asset is there. This is one system that we've developed for the government of Orissa. It is known as BLOIS. And this is a land intelligence system. This basically integrates high-resolution satellite imagery, drone surveys, GIS layering, cadastral mapping, land parcel analytics, and a unified digital framework. This brings in the tech of blockchain, where you have very secure land ownership records, mutation histories, transactional logs, ensuring traceability, tamper-proof. You can actually timestamp for grievances, look at project management. So I think it completely encompasses the entire scope of what an authority or the revenue department should be doing. You can look at different scales across. Finally, this is what I was talking about. These are the tangible impacts that we've been able to create. This is the government of energy where we were awarded. We are collaborating with World Bank, ADB, the likes of them. And we're open for people who want to bring in these solutions through tech which are scalable and impact lives going forward. I'll play a small video. It's a 2-minute video. It'll give you a complete insight of what I've spoken. If I have missed anything, I think this will give you a complete insight to
Vassar Lab has been pioneering digital public infrastructure for over a decade, leveraging AI, ML, and cutting-edge tech to solve real-world challenges in the primary sector. From water to agriculture, we're powering next-gen, scalable solutions that transform lives and systems globally. With our platform AquaWise, we are powering intelligence across the cycle for water security.
AquaRIMS, digital platform for monitoring, planning, and managing water resources. It operates across scales from large water infrastructures to cities, state, and even country, enabling sustainable, data-driven water management for all. Aqua irrigation. Enable efficient water allocation and advanced crop models to optimize water use, boost yields, and reduce waste. Remotely manage systems, customize irrigation strategies, and access detailed reports for informed decisions. AquaCity revolutionizes city water with real-time insights on non-revenue water, leaks, billing, and more. In disaster-prone zones, AquaFlood delivers 2D or 3D simulations, urban nowcasting, and hourly impact insights, saving lives and infrastructure. At the core of our innovation, our GenAI copilot AquaMind is designed to turn complex tasks like DPR analysis and groundwater assessments into simple, intuitive conversations. On the ground, FieldWise transforms farms with AI-driven sowing advisory, pest detection, and market access, empowering millions. CityWise drives smart, sustainable urban growth with land use intelligence and city infrastructure monitoring. As climate events intensify, our disaster management system offers early warnings and impact simulations for floods, droughts, heat waves, and more, helping communities. Aware, a disaster management system envisaged for risk mitigation. The platform empowered the government of Andhra Pradesh in managing the recent Cyclone Manta, driving real-time preparedness, response, and recovery across sectors.
Deployed across 6 countries, 17 states, and 40-plus solutions, Vassar Labs has added to socioeconomic benefits. 1.3 million people with 24/7 water access, helping reduce non-revenue water below 20%, 20 million farmers onboarded, 200,000 irrigation tanks monitored, 600,000 municipal requests resolved. Recognized by DOE, Forbes, CBIP, and more. Vassar Climate is shaping a climate tech-powered future. Contact us to explore more.
Thank you for your patient listening. I'll take questions probably here or later. Thank you very much.